Bungang Just kidding. Anyways, this is Dahan for Hire, otherwise Korean for Hire, and I'm here to talk to you about Guilty Gear. Honestly, I mean, I've looked over on the internet, and there's been facts pointing to Guilty Gear's director, how do you pronounce it? Daisuke Ishiwatori. He and a small development crew were going to add some more characters to the roster. Possibly. That, and I did see this happen in a video by, some other user, but I forgot his name. But I'll probably post that in the description below. Nonetheless, I was actually kind of happy when I discovered this news, that Guilty Gear might have more characters in Xrd. The most of all, important of all, anyway, is the fact that I would like to see Zappa in there. Zappa is a unique character. I've loved him ever since Guilty Gear X2. He's a unique character, honestly. He's got a unique story, or lack of a story anyway, but I'll get to that later, I guess, when it comes to future games. But yeah, that'd be really fun to see him, and I really love his redesign from Xrd and Vastedge XT. I really love that redesign. Hopefully they don't really change it much. You know, transferring it from Vastedge to Guilty Gear Xrd. I will post the link of Guilty Gear Vastedge XT to the description below. The characters that were in there, though, of course there were tons of characters. You had Izuna in there. You did have Zappa, Amelia, Bridget, Chip, Dr. Paradigm, Dizzy. Though all those characters look slightly different from Guilty Gear Xrd. They look slightly different. But of course they look a hell of a lot different than they did from X2. They looked a lot different. Though from Vastedge XT, those changes were slightly changed when it came to Guilty Gear Xrd. Everyone changed, either slightly or a lot more changes happened to those characters. Like, for example, Melia's outfit was originally white in Guilty Gear Vastedge XT. Then you got Melia in a white outfit, in a yellow outfit, my pardon, and slightly other changes, and some slight other changes in Xrd. Jeez. It's just, honestly, I really love those redesigns. They seem a lot better than a lot of the original designs. It just really seems awesome. And now for, I guess the other part of this would be if they were to make another Guilty Gear game, something that would happen after Xrd, whatever they're going to call it. Assumingly, it's probably going to be X4 or something. Knowing they're going through the whole X thing. You got Guilty Gear X, X2, Xrd. You got Guilty Gear Vastedge XT, for Pete's sake. You do have, I don't know what else of the X titles they're going to go with, but X4 is assumingly what they're going for. Characters that haven't been in Xrd, I think they probably could have a story for X4. They probably could. You know, from X2, you have Baiken and Anji, whose stories are pretty much the same. They're trying to they're both trying to get answers from that man as to why, Japan was, how it happened to all of them. The gears, and they're trying to get answers out of him. Though, that's specifically Anji, and Baiken specifically wants to kill him. So, from there, I could see that going on in that story. If there's a way to involve them, it'd be them trying to get to that man. Otherwise, the man in Japan. In the Pachinko game, they call him the man. So, originally in Japan, he is the man. As a trivia fact, Cliff Anderson is known as Cliff Anderson in Japan. Other than that, there isn't really much name change going on. And yeah, Zappa. Zappa's story, I guess, could be, for the comical use. He could still try to find Faust. But of course, Faust always, in every story ending, or every time you get to him, he always tries to find, like, a weird way to get him out of his way, in a way. He never really helps Zappa. It's kind of a comical thing. But nonetheless, his spirit that's with him, Soka, the story with her could be like, she's a vengeful spirit. And of course, in one of his victory quotes, if I remembered right, it was against Jam Karudaberry. It was that she was going to have revenge on the man because of what happened to her. And, killing her and all that such. Making reference to what happened in Xrd with the whole thing about Japan. So, yeah, I can see that being a story. Like a two-parted kind of story, like Faust is what Faust is on. Zappa's mind is mostly based on the fact that he should get cured by Faust. Soko is just getting revenge on the man. And then, of course, you got various other characters with their missions. Maybe Bridget tries to find still her long-lost brother, twin brother, and know what happened to him. So Bridget can do as he pleases in that one, then. Other than that, you got several other characters you could still kind of make up a story for, I guess. Other than that, I don't see how some characters could fit in. Like, Justice, unless they somehow actually bring her back somehow in the story, but nonetheless, doesn't really matter. Never really liked playing as her anyway. Playing as a ABBA and the Robo-Kais would be kind of awkward, honestly, because in their stories, in their endings, they kind of seemed like they were thrown away afterwards. Like, for example, ABBA succeeds and turns the key, Flamin Nagel, I believe his name was, but nicknamed Paracelsus, turned into a human, or somewhat humanoid. Like, his demonic acts, he's not necessarily human. And the Robo-Kai's ending was, if I remembered right, being scrapped, along with the robotic clone of Justice, because they were all useless, wasn't it? That was the ending. You need to look that up. But I think that was one of the endings. That the Justice clone and all the Robo-Kais, they were all scrapped, because they were being defeated all the time and useless, and they were just old, and they couldn't use that much power anyway. It's been so long since I played that game on Steam. Well, it's been a while since I've done anything with that game, or that series in ages. Well, I guess another point in this is, I guess it's more opinionated. Do you guys think out there that Guilty Gear needs more hack-and-slash beat-em-up games? Think of it. Throughout all of the Guilty Gear games, including the Guilty Gear games that never came to America, westernized, do you think they should make games based on beat-em-ups and hack-and-slash? I haven't played this game in ages, though it's been with a friend's place, honestly. I played it once before. Guilty Gear Overture. That would be a fun game to make probably another game of. It's like Battlefronts, you have command posts, though, except for you call them ghosts, and you have, in place of being the war hero part of the time, you're the war hero all the time, being the boss of that group, being the boss of that army, and kick the shit out of everyone else. Destroy all their troops, take over all the ghosts, take over their master ghost, and destroy it. End of story. Kill them all. It's almost like Battlefront. Almost like it, honestly. Except for the whole master ghost part. Nonetheless, I would like to see a beat-em-up game like that, honestly. It could be successful, to the fans that like hack-and-slash and beat-em-up games more often than KO fighting games. Other than that, two other good examples of these games I like are Guilty Gear Judgment and Guilty Gear Boost from Isuka. Those two games. Of course, there are retro beat-em-ups, you know. There's a 2D beat-em-up, not like Judgment. I mean, not Overture, which is like a 3D beat-em-up hack-and-slash game. But yeah, that would be fun to see, honestly. And plus, you can make all the characters still playable throughout the series. Though honestly, I would play as Zappa most of the time. He's just an amazing guy to control. He's got so much power. And all those summons, yes. Just those spirits alone, he's just powerful, you know? You could easily rack up those orbs. From 8 orbs, you could obtain his overdrive kind of state of summoning Rao. And, well, yeah, just pwn everyone. That would be nice, honestly. But yeah, it'd be nice to see all this happen. And, again, I'll post all the links in the description below, and I'll post some videos from Guilty Gear Vastedge XT. Though, of course, these are other people's videos, and honestly, to you people that uploaded these videos, just thank you for showing it off. Just thank you. Because I was honestly getting bored about reading it. I just wanted to see the actual gameplay footage. And honestly, when I first saw Guilty Gear Vastedge XT, I kind of thought of it as, you know, a fun idea. It would have been a fun idea if it was a playable game that's a beat-em-up. That, and of course, Xrd keeps on referring to Guilty Gear Vastedge XT. They refer to Sacred Treasures in Vastedge XT. They refer to Baldius in Vastedge XT. And that's what they make reference to. It's just that game. It's not a spin-off. It's canon. Baldius was in there, and supposedly after that game, he dies, because you don't see him in Xrd. You don't see him at all. Sacred Treasures, well, they don't necessarily show the Sacred Treasures in Vastedge XT. They just show Soul and Kai, oh, jeez, I had it right before, Soul and Sin, trashing the base of the Senate. Well, I guess that was a bit of a lie. It's the Senate, not the Conclave. The Senate is Japanese name for the Conclave. And that's it. It would have been a nice beat-em-up game to play as, honestly. It would be a nice game to play. And speaking of Vastedge XT, and then from there, Guilty Gear Overture, I guess, more specifically. Do you guys think it would be nice to play as Izuna and Dr. Paradigm for Xrd? For sure, I would like to play Izuna. He's an interesting character. Though characters I liked in Guilty Gear are quite slim, you know? I mean, I have a niche. So I like Jam Kurutaberry, Zappa, the Robo-Kai, Anji Mido, Baiken. I would really like to try out Izuna if he was playable. Though, for the heck of it, I would like to see Dr. Paradigm in there as well, since he fought in Overture, and you could play as him, or go against him. So, it would be nice to see them in the game, so you could fight them against. So, what characters would you guys like to see in there? Anyways, I will look down in the description. I'll put all the links in the description below, as I told you before. And in the comments section, tell me who you would like to see in the Guilty Gear series, or what you would like to see happen to the Guilty Gear series. But anyways, this is Daehan for hire, or Korean for hire. It's all up to you. Anyways, have a beautiful day. Annyeong higaseyo.